"Hi, sir. My mother has a tattoo just like yours." When those words left my lips, I watched a $9 billion empire crumble in seconds. A champagne glass shattered. A billionaire's face turned white as snow. And the restaurant went dead silent. Because that tattoo, it held a secret. A secret 25 years old. A secret that connected a dying black woman in South LA, her struggling daughter working 70 hours a week, and a white billionaire who thought he'd buried his past. My name is Destiny Brooks. I'm 25 years old. And the night I saw that tattoo on Julian Whitmore's wrist, I discovered the father who never knew I existed. This is the story of how one moment, one tattoo, one truth changed 3 lives forever. And I promise you, by the end of this story, you'll understand that it's never too late for truth, for forgiveness, for love. But I need to start at the beginning. Because you need to understand what we lost before you can understand what we found. So let me take you back. Back to the morning everything changed. Welcome to Penthouse Stories with Grandpa. While you are here, please hit the subscribe button and share your thoughts on the story, as well as where you are watching from. Let me tell you a story that will remind you that sometimes, one small moment can change everything. This is a story about love, loss, secrets, and the courage it takes to face the truth. Picture this: Los Angeles, California. The Crystal Palace restaurant, where the rich and powerful come to celebrate their success. Crystal chandeliers hang from the ceiling, casting light on marble floors so shiny you can see your reflection. People in expensive suits drink champagne that costs more than most families spend on groceries in a month. But our story isn't about them. Our story is about a young woman named Destiny Brooks. She's 25 years old, working as a waitress at this fancy restaurant. Every morning, Destiny wakes up at 4:30. Her alarm clock screams, and she drags herself out of bed in her tiny apartment in South Los Angeles. It's not much, just a studio with thin walls and a ceiling that leaks when it rains. In the next room, separated by a curtain she hung up for privacy, her mother coughs. That deep, painful cough that's been getting worse every week. "Mama, you okay?" Destiny calls out, already knowing the answer. "I'm fine, baby," her mother Armani replies, her voice weak. "Don't worry about me. You'll be late for work." Destiny looks at herself in the cracked bathroom mirror. Dark circles under her eyes. Hands rough from working double shifts. At 25, she should be finishing college, going out with friends, building her dreams. Instead, she's working 70 hours a week just to keep their heads above water. Her mother, Armani Brooks, lies in bed, thin as paper. She used to be so beautiful, so full of life. But sickness and poverty have taken their toll. Still, even now, there's something elegant about her. And on her wrist, there's a tattoo. A compass rose with a date underneath, June 14th, 2000. Destiny has asked about that tattoo her whole life. "It's from when I was young and foolish," her mama would say with a sad smile. "From when I believed in fairy tales." The truth is, they are barely surviving. Destiny makes $15 an hour plus tips. She works at the Crystal Palace at night and a diner in the morning. Rent is $1,400. Then there's food, utilities, and her mama's medicine. The math is brutal. They are drowning, and Destiny can't swim fast enough to save them both. Her mama needs to see a doctor. Real medical care, not the free clinic where they tell you to take aspirin and rest. But doctors cost money they don't have. The kind of money that seems impossible to people like them. "I'll pick up extra shifts," Destiny says, kissing her mother's forehead. "No," Armani says firmly. "You're already killing yourself for me. I won't let you sacrifice any more." But it's too late for that. Destiny would give everything for her mama. Everything. Meanwhile, across the city in his penthouse office, there's a man named Julian Whitmore. He's 45 years old and worth $9 billion. $9 billion. He built an empire in real estate and technology. He has everything money can buy: cars, houses, private jets. People call him a genius, a visionary, a king of industry. But standing there in his $5,000 suit, looking down at the city from his office on the 52nd floor, Julian feels empty. Hollow. Like all his success is just a beautiful lie he tells himself. He rolls up his sleeve and looks at his wrist. There's a tattoo there. A compass rose with a date, June 14th, 2000. 25 years ago. UCLA. Armani. God, he hasn't let himself think that name in years. But the tattoo won't let him forget. They got matching tattoos on their 6-month anniversary, young and stupid and so in love they thought nothing could ever tear them apart. Then everything fell apart. Armani got pregnant. They were both 20 years old, broke college students with big dreams. Julian panicked. His father, the powerful Richard Whitmore, sat him down and made things very clear. "That girl is not our kind," his father said coldly. "She will ruin your future. You have a choice to make, son. Your inheritance and your family, or that black girl and a life of struggle." Julian was a coward. He gave Armani money and told her to take care of it. She took the money. Then she disappeared. 2 weeks later, she called him crying, saying she'd lost the baby. The grief and guilt nearly destroyed him. He tried to find her, but she was gone. Changed her number, left school, vanished completely. Eventually, he stopped looking. He buried his pain under mountains of success and told himself he'd moved on. But he hadn't. 25 years later, and he still thought about her. The only woman who ever loved him for who he was, not what he had. Before he became Julian Whitmore, the billionaire. When he was just Julian, the scholarship kid with dreams bigger than his bank account. Tonight, he's going to the Crystal Palace. Another celebration, another business deal. $400 million. Another trophy. He has no idea that in a few hours, his entire world is about to shatter. Because sometimes, the universe has a way of bringing the past back to the present. Sometimes, a simple tattoo can unlock secrets that change everything. And sometimes, 25 years isn't long enough to bury the truth. Destiny doesn't know it yet, but tonight, she's going to meet her father for the first time. The Crystal Palace is buzzing tonight. Rich men in expensive suits laugh too loud, their voices oiled by $300 bottles of wine. Destiny weaves through the crowd, balancing trays, her feet aching in the required heels. She's good at being invisible. That's what you learn when you serve rich people. They don't see you as human, just as furniture that brings them things. "Miss." Another scotch, top shelf, and hurry up. A red-faced man barks without looking at her. "Right away, sir." Destiny smiles through gritted teeth. Her supervisor, Carol, grabs her arm. "Destiny, I need you on the VIP section. Corner booth. That's Julian Whitmore's table." Destiny's stomach drops. She's heard that name whispered all night with fear and respect. Julian Whitmore. Billionaire. The Julian Whitmore. "I usually work the main floor," Destiny protests weakly. "Our senior server is sick. You're good with difficult customers. Just smile, be invisible, and for God's sake, don't spill anything." Carol pushes her toward the velvet ropes separating VIP from everyone else. Destiny takes a deep breath and steps into another world. The corner booth overlooks the entire restaurant and the glittering LA skyline. 3 men sit there, but her eyes lock on the one in the middle. Julian Whitmore is devastatingly handsome in that intimidating way powerful men often are. Silver threads through his dark hair. Sharp jawline. Eyes that seem to calculate the value of everything they see. "Good evening, gentlemen." Destiny's voice comes out smaller than she intended. "My name is Destiny, and I'll be." "Champagne," one of them interrupts. "Dom Perignon, 2008. 3 glasses." "Of course, sir." As she turns to leave, another man, younger and cruel-looking, calls out, "Hey, sweetheart, you know how much money is on this table right now?" Destiny stops, unsure if she should answer. $400 million, the man grins. "That's probably more than everyone you know will make in their entire lives combined." "Crazy, right?" His friend laughs. "Brandon, leave her alone." "I'm just saying, it's good to keep perspective. Some people make billions, some people pour champagne. That's just how the world works." Destiny's face burns with humiliation, but she keeps smiling. "I'll get your champagne right away." At the bar, the older bartender, Maurice, gives her a sympathetic look. "Whitmore's table, huh? How do you know?" Brandon Marsh is a notorious jerk. And Whitmore is different. Cold. They say he's brilliant but ruthless. Built his fortune by never letting emotions get in the way. Destiny thinks of her memoir at home, probably still awake, probably worrying about bills. Men like Julian Whitmore live in a different universe. They are not even the same species. She delivers the champagne without incident, grateful when they ignore her completely. For the next hour, she serves in silence, clearing plates, refilling drinks, existing as background noise. Then Julian Whitmore rolls up his sleeve. Destiny is clearing dessert plates when she sees it. The tattoo on his wrist, partially visible beneath his expensive watch. Her breath catches. No, it can't be. The compass rose. The intricate design. The date underneath. It's identical to her mama's tattoo. Exactly the same. Destiny's mind races. Her mama never talked about her father. Never. When Destiny was little and asked, Imani would get this distant look and say, "He was someone I loved once, but life took us different directions." As Destiny got older and pushed harder, her mama finally told her the truth. "He was at Ukla. We got matching tattoos. Then I got pregnant. He didn't want you, baby. Gave me money and told me to take care of it. I couldn't do it, Destiny. I couldn't kill my baby. But I couldn't tell him the truth either. So I told him I lost you, and then I left. I couldn't stay in a city where I might run into him. You should have made him pay child support." Destiny had been furious. "We've been struggling my entire life." But Imani shook her head. "I made my choice. I chose you. And I've never regretted it for a single second." Now, staring at that tattoo, Destiny feels the world tilt. June 14th, 2000. The same date. The exact same tattoo. Her mama was at Ukla. This man would have been there 25 years ago. He's the right age. This can't be coincidence. Destiny thinks of her mother lying in that apartment, sick and dying because they can't afford treatment. She thinks of all the nights she went to bed hungry so her mama could eat. All the dreams she gave up. All the years of struggling. And this man, this billionaire who spends more on champagne than Destiny makes in a month, might be the reason for all of it. Rage bubbles up in her chest. But beneath it is something else. Something desperate. What if he's my father? What if he could help mama? She knows she should walk away. Keep quiet. But her mama's cough echoes in her memory. The medical bills stacked on their kitchen counter. The weight of watching the person she loves most slowly dying. She has to know. Destiny approaches the table, her legs shaking. "Excuse me, sir." Julian doesn't respond, focused on his phone. "Sir." She tries again, louder. He looks up, irritation flashing across his face. "Yes." Destiny swallows hard. Point of no return. "I'm sorry to interrupt, but I noticed your tattoo." The table goes quiet. Brandon smirks. "Oh, this should be good." But Julian's expression has changed. He looks down at his wrist, then back at Destiny. "What about it?" "My mother." Destiny's voice cracks. "My mother has the exact same one. Same design, same date. She got it when she was in college." The color drains from Julian's face. "What did you just say?" The words hang in the air between them like a bomb about to explode. "The tattoo," Destiny says, her voice shaking now. "My mama. Her name is Imani Brooks. She said she got it with someone she loved at Ukla, but he disappeared." And then Julian Whitmore's champagne glass slips from his hand. The crash echoes through the entire restaurant like a gunshot. Glass explodes across the marble floor. Golden liquid spreads everywhere. Every conversation stops. Every head turns. But Destiny only sees Julian's face, watching it cycle through shock, disbelief, pain, and something that looks almost like hope. "That's impossible," he breathes, his voice breaking. Imani lost the baby. She told me. 25 years ago, she told me." Destiny feels tears burning in her eyes. "Sir, I'm 25 years old." The silence is deafening. Brandon leans back, eyes wide. "Holy." Julian stands up so fast his chair topples backward. He grabs Destiny's arm, not hard, but desperate. "What's your name?" "Destiny. Destiny Brooks. Imani Brooks's daughter." He says it like he's testing the words, seeing if they can possibly be real. Imani had a daughter. Imani had her. His legs seem to give out. He sits back down heavily. "I need to. How is she? Where is she? I looked for her. After graduation, I looked everywhere. She's sick." The words burst out of Destiny before she can stop them. "She's really sick, and we can't afford treatment. I work 70 hours a week, but it's never enough, and she's dying, and I don't know what to do." Destiny's professional mask shatters. Tears stream down her face. All the exhaustion, all the fear, all the anger comes pouring out. Julian stands again, his hand reaching toward her. "What's wrong with her? What does she need?" "Tests. Scans. The doctor thinks it might be cancer, but we can't afford the screening. We don't have insurance. We can barely afford rent. I'll pay for it." The words come fast and firm. "All of it. Whatever she needs. The best doctors. The best." "Why?" Destiny's voice turns sharp. "Because you feel guilty. Because you realize you might have a daughter you abandoned 25 years ago. The VIP section has become a theater. Every guest and server is watching. Julian flinches like she slapped him. I didn't abandon. She told me she miscarried. Would you have cared? Destiny shoots back. My mama said you gave her money to get rid of me. That you didn't want me. I was 20 years old and terrified. Julian's voice rises. My father threatened to disown me. Do you know what he said? He said your mother wasn't our kind of people. He meant she was black, and our family doesn't mix with black people. He said she'd ruin my future, destroy our family name. His voice cracks. I panicked. I made the worst decision of my life, and I have regretted it every single day since. He looks at her with such raw pain that Destiny takes a step back. I looked for her, Julian continues, voice dropping. When she said she lost the baby, I was devastated. I realized I'd made a terrible mistake. So I looked for her. For months. But she disappeared. Changed her number, left school, gone. She left California, Destiny whispers. Moved to Oakland, worked 3 jobs while pregnant with me. Then we came back to LA when I was 10 because she thought enough time had passed. Julian's jaw clenches. 25 years. You've been in this city for 15 years, and I never knew. I have a daughter, and I never knew. You have a maybe daughter, Brandon interjects. Come on, Julian. This could be a scam. You're a billionaire. Get out. Julian's voice is ice. He looks at Brandon. Get out of my sight. Now. Brandon stammers, grabs his jacket, and leaves. Julian turns back to Destiny. You said your mother is sick. Give me the address. I'm coming with you right now. What? No, I'm working. You're done working for tonight. Julian pulls out his wallet and hands Carol $500 bills. For her time. He turns to Destiny. Please. I need to see her. I need to know if he can't finish. Destiny's mind spins. This is insane. But looking at his face, at the desperate hope and fear warring in his eyes, she sees something real. Something human beneath the expensive suit. South Los Angeles, Destiny hears herself say. But I'm warning you, it's not like this place. I don't care. Julian is already moving. Let's go. As they leave the Crystal Palace together, Destiny catches their reflection in the glass doors. A billionaire in a $5,000 suit and a waitress in a polyester uniform, walking side by side into the night. And somewhere in the city, Armani Brooks is about to face the ghost of her past. The ride to South LA is suffocating in its silence. Julian's driver pulls up in a black Mercedes that probably costs more than Destiny's entire building. She hesitates at the door, suddenly aware of her cheap uniform, her scuffed shoes. Get in, Julian says softly. They sit in the back seat as the city lights blur past. Finally, crossing into her neighborhood, Julian speaks. What's she like? Armani. What's she like now? Destiny looks at him. In the dim light, he looks younger, vulnerable. She's strong. Stronger than anyone I've ever known. She worked 3 jobs when I was little. Made sure I never went hungry, even when she did. She's the best person I know. Julian's throat works. She was like that back then too. Brilliant. Kind. I loved her. He pauses. But not enough. No, Destiny says quietly. Not enough. The car pulls up to her building, 5 stories, peeling paint, broken intercom. 5th floor, Destiny says. No elevator. I don't care. They climb in silence, footsteps echoing in the stairwell that smells of cooking oil and old carpet. By the time they reach the 5th floor, Julian is breathing harder than he probably has in years. Destiny's hands shake so badly she drops her keys. Julian bends to pick them up, their fingers brushing as he hands them back. Destiny, he says. Before we go in, whatever happens, whatever your mother says, I want to help. Medical bills, treatment, whatever she needs. That's not contingent on anything. Do you understand? Why? If she lied to you. Because I failed her once. I won't do it again. His voice is steel. And because no one should have to watch someone they love die because they can't afford healthcare. Destiny nods and opens the door. The apartment is exactly as she left it. Cramped, dim, the air thick with the sound of her mother's breathing. Armani is in bed, a book open on her lap. Destiny, baby, you're home early. Is everything? She stops mid-sentence as Julian steps into view. The book falls from her hands, hitting the floor with a thud. Her face goes white, then red, then white again. She tries to sit up, her hands clutching the thin blanket. "No," she whispers. "No, this isn't. You can't be." "Imani." Julian's voice breaks on her name. He takes a step forward, then stops. "It's really you." For a long moment, they just stare at each other. Two people who loved each other a lifetime ago, separated by 25 years and an ocean of regret. Imani looks so different from the girl Julian remembered. Thin where she'd been curvy, grey where she'd been vibrant, tired in a way that goes bone deep. But her eyes, those beautiful brown eyes, are the same. "How did you?" Imani can't finish. Her gaze shifts to Destiny. Understanding dawns across her face. "Oh God, Destiny, what did you do?" "I saw his tattoo, Mama. The same one as yours. I had to." "You had no right." Imani's voice cracks. "You had no right to bring him here." "Mrs. Brooks," Julian starts, then corrects himself. "Imani, please. I just want to talk." "Talk?" Imani laughs bitterly, then coughs. "What could we possibly have to talk about after 25 years? How about the fact that you told me you miscarried when you were actually pregnant?" Julian's voice rises despite himself. "How about the fact that I might have a daughter, and you never told me?" "Might?" Imani's eyes flash. "You think I'd let just anyone with a matching tattoo into my home?" "I don't know what to think." Julian runs his hands through his hair. "You disappeared, Imani. You told me our baby was gone, and then you vanished. You were supposed to respect my choice." Imani tries to stand but sways. Destiny rushes to help her sit back down. "You made it very clear what you wanted, Julian. You handed me money and told me to take care of it. So I did. I took care of her. Alone. Because you lied to me. Because I didn't want to trap you." Imani's voice is raw now. "Your father made it crystal clear what he thought of me. That black girl. Those were his words, weren't they? He said I wasn't good enough for his precious white son. That I'd ruin the family name. You think I wanted to force you to choose between me and your inheritance? Force you to resent me and our baby? That's not fair." "Fair?" Imani's laugh is harsh. "You want to talk about fair? I was alone and pregnant at 20. I worked in a diner until I was 8 months pregnant. I lived in a basement apartment with rats. I gave birth in a county hospital with no one holding my hand." Tears stream down her face. "I have spent 25 years doing everything, to give Destiny a good life. So don't you dare come into my home and talk to me about fair." The apartment falls silent except for Imani's ragged breathing. "Stop." Destiny stands between them. "Both of you, just stop." She turns to her mother. "Mama, you're sick. You need help. The kind we can't afford." Then to Julian. "And you. I don't care if you're my biological father or not. She raised me. She's been there for every moment of my life. You don't get to judge her choices." Julian's shoulders slump. "You're right. I'm sorry." He looks at Imani. "I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to demand anything. I need to know. Is she mine?" Imani closes her eyes. For a moment, Destiny thinks she won't answer. Then, so quietly they almost don't hear, "Yes." The word hangs in the air. "She's yours," Imani continues, opening her eyes. "Destiny is your daughter. I knew it the moment I saw her. She has your eyes, your stubborn chin. But I never told her who you were. I wanted to protect her from this." Julian sinks into the only chair, putting his head in his hands. 25 years. I've had a daughter for 25 years. "I don't expect anything from you," Imani says, voice steadier. "I made my choices." "Don't." Julian looks up, eyes red. "Don't tell me what I owe. I've missed everything. First steps, first words, birthdays, everything." His voice breaks. "I can't get that back, but I can." He stops, looking at Destiny. "What do you need?" Destiny laughs, slightly hysterical. "What do I need? I need my mama to not be dying. I need to not work 70 hours a week and still not have enough for groceries. It doesn't matter." "It matters to me," Julian says fiercely. "Tell me." Destiny looks at her mother, who nods weakly. "There's a specialist. Dr. Chen at Cedars-Sinai. The consultation alone is $2,500. We'd need scans, another 8,000. Then treatment could be hundreds of thousands." Julian pulls out his phone. "What's the doctor's name again?" "What are you doing?" "Getting you an appointment. Tomorrow." 3 days later, Destiny stands in the lobby of Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, feeling like she's stepped into another world. Everything gleams, polished floors, modern art, people in expensive clothes moving with confidence. Miss Brooks. A woman in a crisp blazer approaches. I'm Jennifer, Dr. Chen's coordinator. Your mother just finished her consultation. Follow me. Destiny follows through hallways that look more like a luxury hotel than a hospital. Jennifer leads her to a private room where Armani sits with Dr. Chen, a kind-faced woman in her 50s. Ah, Destiny, please sit, Dr. Chen says. I was just explaining to your mother what we found. Destiny's heart plummets. The expression on her mama's face is unreadable. What is it? Destiny grabs Imani's hand. It's not cancer, Imani says, her voice cracking. Destiny stares. What? Your mother has severe chronic bronchitis and early-stage pneumonia, complicated by malnutrition and extreme stress, Dr. Chen explains. It's serious, but it's treatable. With proper medication, rest, and nutrition, she should make a full recovery in 3 to 6 months. Tears stream down Destiny's face. She's going to be okay. She's going to be fine, Dr. Chen smiles. Though I must say, Mrs. Brooks, you've been pushing yourself far too hard for far too long. If you'd continued without treatment. She lets the implication hang. Imani covers her face, crying. I thought I was dying. I thought I was going to leave Destiny alone. Destiny throws her arms around her mother, both sobbing with relief. 2 years they'd lived under this shadow. And now, in one afternoon, everything changed. I'm prescribing medication, nutritional supplements, and at least 8 weeks of medical leave, Dr. Chen says. No exceptions. I can't take 8 weeks off. Already handled, comes a voice from the doorway. They turn to see Julian standing there in a charcoal suit. What are you doing here? Destiny asks. Jennifer called when the consultation finished. I wanted to hear the results. He steps in. If that's okay. It's fine, Imani says. When Julian hears it's not cancer, relief washes over his face so profound it's almost painful to witness. Thank God, he breathes. Thank God. After Dr. Chen leaves, the three sit in awkward silence. Finally, Julian speaks. You said something about your job. Imani sighs. I work at a laundromat in Compton. 8 years. If I take 2 months off, I lose it. You're not going back there, Julian says quietly. You nearly died because you couldn't afford to take care of yourself. I've already spoken with my financial advisor. I'm setting up an account in your name. Enough for living expenses, medical costs, everything. You're going to rest, recover, and then if you want to work, find something that doesn't kill you. I don't want your money, Imani says, but her voice lacks conviction. It's not charity. It's what I should have been providing for 25 years. Julian leans forward. Please, Imani, let me do this. Let me take care of you both. Imani looks at Destiny, then back at Julian. Okay, she whispers. Okay. Let me tell you how this story ends, my friends. Because endings matter just as much as beginnings. 6 months after that night in the restaurant, Destiny stands on the campus of UCLA. She's re-enrolled, finishing her degree in education. Julian paid her tuition, but more than that, he's been there. Weekly coffee meetings that turned into lunches, then dinners. Awkward conversations that slowly became real. She doesn't call him Dad yet, but she calls him Julian, and that's a start. Imani is healthy now, fully recovered. She works part-time as a counselor at a foundation they started together, the Brooks Whitmore Foundation. It provides free healthcare and education to struggling families, especially families of color who've been left behind by a system that wasn't built for them. And Julian, he cut his work hours in half. He realized something important. All the money in the world means nothing if you're alone. He's building a relationship with his daughter. Slowly, carefully, with patience and humility. One evening, they gather for dinner, their weekly tradition now. At Imani's new apartment, the nice one with actual rooms and windows that don't leak. How was class? Julian asks Destiny. I told my students about the tattoo, Destiny says with a smile. About how one small thing can change everything. Imani raises her glass. To tattoos, then. And the strange ways life brings us exactly what we need. To family, Julian adds. To second chances, Destiny finishes. They clink glasses as the city lights sparkle outside. Now, I want to tell you something important. This story isn't just about them. It's about all of us. Because we all carry wounds from the past. We all make mistakes. We all have moments where fear makes us choose wrong. Julian chose his father's racism over love. Imani chose pride over honesty. Both paid the price for 25 years. But here's what matters. It's never too late. Never too late to tell the truth. Never too late to forgive. Never too late to choose love over fear. That tattoo, that simple compass rose, it was always pointing them home. It just took 25 years to get there. So if you're watching this and thinking about someone you've hurt, someone you miss, someone you should reach out to, do it. Life is too short for pride. Too short for fear. Too short to let the people we love slip away. Destiny, Imani, and Julian aren't perfect. Their family isn't perfect. But it's theirs. And that's more than enough. Sometimes broken things, when pieced back together, become even more beautiful than they were before. This is their story. A story of a tattoo, a truth, and the courage it takes to face the past and build a better future. Thank you for listening. Thank you for believing that love can find a way, even after 25 years.